And we are back here once again with another episode of the Iron Man Podcast, episode 543 with Mr. Kaida, actually. Did I get that right?
Yeah, Kaida, whichever one
Okay.
you
Kaida.
prefer.
All right. Awesome. Nice to meet you, man. How are you doing?
Chilling, man. I'm feeling good, feeling great.
Yeah.
Had a great
So,
productive day. Went to the
really?
gym, ate real
Okay.
good. Shit, doing
Awesome.
good.
Hell yeah. I woke up, edited a video, scheduled it out to go to YouTube, and then took like 3 naps right after. Woke up, tried to get a video done. Power went out, and I was like demotivated. I was like, all right, we're doing this later on tonight. That's just how it's going to be. Because,
Don't you just hate that?
yeah, like, don't you hate it how you get ready for a video? You're mentally there. Because for me, I do, like, when I do my intro, it's not like I mess up intentionally. I just have a lot of times where I have to really make sure I'm putting on the perfect front for the video to make sure it feels good for whoever's going to receive it. So then it leads me to doing like the video multiple times, actually, like 4 different takes to get it right. By the time I had it in the right place where I wanted it, power went off, and I was like, fuck, that fucking sucks. God damn it.
It's almost as bad as, you do an entire 15-minute rant and then you look up at OBS and realize you weren't recording the entire time.
I did that a long time ago when I had my my bigger YouTube channel. When I was like really popular. I did that for one of my YuGiOh market watches. I literally went on for like an hour. So many cars to talk about. Turns out I looked on OBS. I was like, "Where's my recording?" Oh wait. Oh fuck. That
dude.
God.
I hate it. I hate that little bro. I say that because I did that like 2 days ago. I was making a video on the Thomas Lockley thing for Assassin's Creed, and I went on an entire 15-minute rant, and I look up and it wasn't recorded. I'm like, fuck that. I'm just not gonna do the video because I'm not doing this again.
Oh god, man. It sucks so bad because I actually I like using StreamYard to record certain videos because the overlay looks better, but we're recording on OBS is fine too. Like I primarily moving forward, I'm gonna record like trailer reactions through OBS because like you sometimes will share the audio on StreamYard and it just doesn't go through. Like for the past 2-3 separate times, I've tried doing like trailer reaction videos and the audio wasn't going through, and I was like, fucking hell, I'll just do the trailer reactions through fucking OBS because StreamYard's is having issues when you do it through a pre-recorded way, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna get an overlay one of these days. I'm just being Mr. Krabs right now. I don't want to spend any money, but I'll get an overlay done one of these days.
Damn, why you gotta be a Mr. Krabs?
Hey man, I need my money, bro. I need my money. We in a recession, all right? Don't let them lie to you. We're in a recession.
Yeah. There was someone that I follow pertaining to like comic books. He said he spent $112 at groceries at Walmart, and he didn't even get food. He just bought like a pair of pants, Monster Energy drinks, some shit for his dogs, some stuff for like food and shit like that. It's crazy. No, like I don't know why people don't understand certain things because their brains are like cognitively functioning in a way where they're just not trying to accept anything. They just have to be the person that just ignored shit because their brains can't function on what the hell's been going on. Oh my god, man.
Yeah, dude, it must suck being like that.
I think I used to be like that until I went and I was like, fuck this. Fucking hell, man. I gotta be in the know. Because some people are like, don't you get like sad and depressed knowing all this stuff? I was like, not really. I don't lose my sanity in it. People go a little too far. People act like real emotional comes to it's like guys, there's some bad stuff in the world. There's also some really good stuff. You gotta try and keep that same level of, how would you say it? Like, I don't know.
Oh, you're basically saying like, don't get like I say it all the time, don't get black pilled. It's easy to get black pilled on shit because we're in terrible times and like entertainment and just like life in general right now. But there are still good things out there. There are still really good shows out there. Like I'm waiting for Silo season 2. I don't know if you ever watched Silo. It's on Apple TV.
No, I haven't.
Listen, it caught me by surprise. It was actually really good. and I'm waiting for that season 2. It drops today or this year, so I'm gonna be watching that. Cobra Kai dropped the other day, and I haven't watched that yet, but I heard it's good, so I'm gonna watch that. We got Tulsa King. We got we got a whole bunch of more good stuff coming out. So just don't get black pilled, and
yeah,
we
that's what I
still
told
laugh at all the
people.
BS too.
Yeah, that's what I've always said is like you still want to keep that person that you were before, because I'm someone where I like to just consume like everything, movies, TV, games, anime, all that stuff, And
Same.
I understand that as a, let's say, consumer, there's going to be some bad stuff there. I don't know why people think this way, where it's like there's never been bad stuff. No, there was bad movies before, and people were able to voice their opinions in a way where you're like, all right, cool. You might like it. I might not like it. Hell, we might both not like it. But at the end of the conversation, you were like, that's a pretty cool guy. I might want to like talk and chill with this guy. Now you can't do that. Now, if you don't like a show, difference. Now you're just some fucking insta-phobic bigot, Nazi, something buzzword, insert here, random part of the day. You know what I mean? Like, conversation has definitely changed. But I feel like in real life, like actual day-to-day people, you can still have those conversations. It's just so many people are just so terminally online that they think that now this is the majority. So cringe, man.
Yeah, and most normal day-to-day people have no idea what we're talking about. So that's why, that's why it's important to get those videos out and to let them know exactly what's going on behind the scenes, because there's a lot of people who are oblivious to it. So, you have to put it out there. But like you're saying, it used to be a time where we could just have conversations and like you could agree and disagree and just go about your day. Now it's like, oh, I don't like this because it was this, then third. They go, oh, you must be racist. It's like, when did I say anything about that? I'm just telling you I don't like this show. I don't like the Acolyte because the acting and the writing and everything sucks. And they're like, oh, you just must not like lesbians. It's like, what? I didn't say anything like that. Where are you getting this?
Oh, I forgot to do this before we go down that rabbit hole. Is if you ever come on for a second appearances or third appearances down the road, we can get origin stories out of the way already, because superhero movies, comics, you have origin stories for the characters. Well, how was your life growing up, man?
Well, that's kind of deep. I had a mental health appointment with
my wife
the
last
other
night.
day.
I was deep in my wife. How did you know that? Are you a mind reader?
Yeah.
Okay. That's kind of cool. Fuck.
No, I grew up like most black people from the South, not I won't say we were like poor or anything, but definitely not on like the middle class section, you know what I mean? But
did your parents force you to go to church every Sunday?
They used to. My mom used to. My mom is Christian, my dad is Muslim. So I grew up in that. Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
How does that even work?
She was trying to practice what he was doing, and then they stopped being together and shit, and she just stopped doing that, so she went back to Christianity, and so it's been a whole lot of BS with that. But yeah, we just grew up. I grew up. I don't like to say it, it's real stereotypical, but I grew up in the hood, kind of like. And yeah, I mean, shit, just grew up like a regular old black dude, just chilling, doing this thing. Besides, instead of gang banging, I was playing games and reading anime, and or watching anime and reading comics and shit like that. I'd still be outside, you know what I mean, but I wouldn't be outside in the degree of, oh, my life is in danger type shit. So yeah, it's just just
how was your life in high school? Because did you go to school at a time period where like liking nerd stuff kind of got you, shunned, essentially?
Yeah, I mean, yes and no. It was I went to high school through 2010 to 14. So it was in that turn period where it was starting to become more mainstream, but still people would look at you a different kind of way. You know what I mean? If you like, because you'd be like, oh, we about to go to this house party tonight or whatever, and I'm like, bet I'm gonna go. And then after I go, man, I might go home and get on the game or some shit, unless we pick up some bitches or something. Other than that, I'm about to go back home to the game, play the game. Or it'd be like after they'd be like, oh, you going to the football game? I'm like, nah, man, I'm going to the crib, or I'm about to go, get on some Black Ops 2. You know what I'm saying? So it was like that. Even though I would have because I used to wrestle, so I'd be on a wrestling team. And we would go places and shit. That would be fun. That would get me out the house and smoking weed and all that other shit. What it's just what high school kids be doing and shit. But
yeah. I didn't go to
yeah,
parties, man. I wasn't really ever invited to that shit. And it's because I didn't really like those people. We didn't really ever click very well. They had already started to form like relationships way back in like junior high, and I was just like, not really the guy into what they were into. And by the time I got to high school, friendships were already formed, and I was like, I'm not a part of this clique. And that's a problem that I had in my life. I tried to fit in, and I was like, I don't really want to fit in. I don't even click with these people, because for me, as you get older, people got to realize that if you don't have genuine synergy and chemistry with people, it's just not going to work out. I never really, like, the more I look at it, the concept of like fitting in is really weird because like people's personalities don't always complement one another. I think sometimes fitting in can work, but for the most part, I stopped trying to fit in like with any group. Because I want to create my own groups. I want to have my own shit. I'm sick of other people's shit. I want to have my own shit. I want to have my own groups. I want to have like my own people that I've like created friendships with. Because why am I trying to join someone else's group when that's probably already solidified as I'm never gonna be like looked at as other people are? It's like that's not worth the time. Fuck that. I just make my own shit. But that's also really hard too.
Is weird, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because people can sense if you're being genuine or not. So trying to just be somebody you're not is weird. I feel like being yourself is more cool than trying to act like somebody else. Like I got a bunch of friends. They know. I don't be outside. I don't do none of that weird shit. Like I'm not really with the gang shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we could get there if you want to, but that's not what I'm about, and they're like, man, you cool with me? I don't give a fuck, man. You chill as hell. It's like, yeah, I mean, just be who you are. Like, I'm not gonna be going, like, I don't smoke, I don't drink a lot like that. I don't be doing all that other shit. But if I hang out with my boys that do, I mean, they're not gonna judge me because I'm not doing that. And if you are around people who would want you to be unlike yourself, then they're not even your friends to begin with. So I don't even like put myself in those kind of situations to associate with them.
Yeah, because I get more enjoyment out of basically like, I don't know, reading manga, comic books. I enjoy just doing content in general. Doing content just eases my mind. Like, you ever watch a movie, like even like some random B tier movie, you just want to just give your thoughts on it because you like enjoyed your experience, but you want to kind of also talk about what you didn't like and also like too. You know what I mean? Like, I like doing that. That brings me joy, is talking about like my favorite shit. I told you this before, dude. Like, we're gonna have bad shit there. I still will never understand this concept of people that think like there was only just good stuff then, which is just a disingenuous lie.
Yeah,
we only just have bad stuff now. It's like, man, because back on my bigger YouTube channel, when I was more bigger until YouTube axed it because I was hate speech bullshit with trans people. We were doing movie projects because I would watch like all the older stuff up to the newest stuff until the newest one dropped in theaters, and I would go to the theater and watch the newest one. A lot of effort. I'm gonna do it again, but that's a fucking fuck ton of effort and content to do. I did it for Top Gun. Like, for some franchises, there's only like two movies, right? Top Gun only had like the one, then Top Gun 2 came out. I watched the first Top Gun movie. People said it was really good, and I was like, this is considered really good? This is pretty bad. Like, it's what we would consider like a fun action movie these days.
Yeah, it's
right?
not like the peak of cinema. It's not.
Yeah,
it's not bad, but it's not like a really good movie. It's it's good to watch.
I watched Top Gun Maverick. The next day afterwards, we did a review, and I was like, this is pretty fucking good. This is actually great.
Really good. I feel like that's gonna be like the kind of same conversation with Twisters, like, because Twister itself is not like particularly a great movie, but it's fun to watch. It's good little action disaster film. But I feel like Twisters might actually be like a great movie. I'm gonna see it tomorrow. We'll see. But yeah,
because when it comes to cinema back then, there's even people that'll say things like, there wasn't like black cinema then, which is just a lie.
It's
like
a bold-faced lie.
Why do people just lie just because when the stuff is so easily verifiable? Because people are like, well, there was someone that I follow on Twitter. She follows me back, and she was beefing with someone, and I was like, you know what? Women beefing with someone. Okay, I'll look into it. This guy, there was an end of their conversation where it was like, black cinema is just getting highlighted now, and I was like, yep, not even worth. That's not even worth. Why at this point? Why explain basic stuff to people if they do not look up basic information to just help themselves? It's not worth it. There's like so many examples you could give that are like considered major classics Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Everyone loves that.
What about people are forgetting about Dolomite? What about Dolomite? You know what I mean? That's
people love the Cosby Show.
That's
people love that shit. Yeah.
Like,
God, man. I hate people so much who are just randomly disingenuous with anything, just anything. And it's like, why start off your interactions with people just lying? Now, I'm not going to deny, I assume you're going to lie about anything, because if someone is going to lie about something such as small as that, I'm not going to trust you with any information, honestly, you know?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I feel the same.
So, how did you start on YouTube? Who were you watching before to get inspired how to do it?
I watched all the typical people that, a lot of people watch. Like, I've been watching G&G since like 2017. It's been a long time.
Damn.
I've been watching Eric July actually longer than that.
You watched the Black Man? Oh my God.
I've been watching him since 2011-ish.
Really?
Like back when I was a kid.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've been watching like a lot of them people.
All that sphere, you would say.
Yeah, and others as well. Like the Emergency Awesome, Jeremy Johns, all those other kind of YouTubers. I watch a lot of people. But it was this year. I was like, man, like, because at a certain point, you just got to stop watching and you have to be the guy to say something.
Yeah, it just nods at you, doesn't it? Every time.
It's like they're not gonna, because some people make good points, but it's like they're not listening. I don't know why you're not listening to what you're saying. It makes it's just complete sense,
right? Yeah,
and it was actually hypnotic because I started following him in I want to say January, February time frame. I started following him. And I was like, man, if this dude could fucking get on there and just do what he got to do, I have no excuse. And then it was the AC thing, the Assassin's Creed shit, that just made me go, you know what, fuck it, I'm putting the video out. I don't care. Like, I'd already put like videos on Twitter and TikTok before, you know what I mean? Just talking BS. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna put it out there, and I don't care if somebody's upset or not. I was like, it's gonna go one of three ways. Either it's gonna pop off, it might get milling views, or won't get any views. And then that shit went fucking nuclear. And I was like, you know what? I just have no excuse.
You're the guy's video that we watched on the show where you broke down the Assassin's Creed's, we'll say, situation currently, drama regarding Yasuke, is it?
Yeah, probably, yeah. I mean,
that's crazy.
I was talking. I wasn't even talking.
You went literally viral for like
weeks
on end. I imagine you still have views and comments on that video.
Right now, if I go on that TikTok right now, I guarantee you there's still people upset, and I'm still getting called all kind of raccoons and everything for calling out the obvious BS that was going on with it.
Okay, so I'll ask you this stuff before we go into your video. You always play the Assassin's Creed games, right?
I've been playing Assassin's Creed since Assassin's Creed, like the 360. Since 360 days. My mom, her friend, his wife worked at Microsoft, so she would get games and things all the time. And he was like, "Oh, would your sons want these games?" And she was like, "Yeah." So she brought it to me. She brought me. It was NCAA Crackdown when Crackdown came out. And then Assassin's Creed was in there. And I was like, oh, man, I played Assassin's Creed and fell in love with it. It was great. And I've played every single one since. Like, I've had every Assassin's Creed. I even played Rogue. I played all the DLCs for 3. I played all 2 Revelations, all that. Even Unity, when it dropped buggy, I tried to play it. Couldn't finish it. But I played that, Syndicate, everything. Like, I've been playing AC since forever, and I love it. So yeah, I'm an AC fan for real.
Okay, and what did you think about the Assassin's Creed movie they did with Michael Fassbender?
I hated it with a fucking passion. I walked out of the theater. I went on because I remember just vividly. I was on a date with this chick, right? And we went out to eat. We hung out and everything like that. And she was like, "Oh, you like games, right?" And look, at the time, I didn't have a car, right? So she's driving me around. You know what I mean? So she was like, "Oh, you like games, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." She was like, "You want to see Assassin's Creed?" I was like, I don't even know. I don't think it's gonna be good, but we can try it." And she was like, "I'll take you." She paid for it and everything. I was like, "Okay, cool." We went to watch it. It was like 30 minutes in. I was like, "We got to get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna scream." And it wasn't just me. There was like a whole bunch of people in the audience that had left before I left, like talking shit. Like, there was these 2 guys that were like, "Man, this is fucking garbage," upset, and they walked out. And it was the part where they were doing a flashback which was kind of the only good part of the movie, and they cut away when all the fucking action started. They cut away, and I was like, we got to get out of here or I'm going to scream. So that's when we left the movie. Yeah, I hate that movie. I've exposed it from my memory. I have no idea what happened. I don't ask me to review it or whatever. I have no idea about it. I hate it. I hate that movie with a passion.
So then we have the situation here where obviously they're going to make a new Assassin's Creed game coming up, and this has been probably, I think, the biggest Assassin's Creed drama since, man, because I've actually never played these games. I know about the situations regarding them. Like, they're based off like medieval time periods and all that stuff. And I remember, like, I think Black Flag had a lot of drama surrounding it, or was another one before that?
The only one that really had any kind of like drama, I would say it was Unity, only because the game, like, it didn't work. Like, it was buggy as hell, wasn't optimized. You couldn't play the multiplayer. You know what I'm saying? It was lag spikes out the ass, frame drops. It wasn't really received well when it dropped. Even though it had some of the best parkour in the entire series, people did not like it because of the way it dropped. It was trash. It was the main reason why AC started going downhill, because they were doing like the trend. Because after that came
because what year was that?
That was 2015. That was 2015.
And that was the last game to come out, right, for Assassin's Creed? Or was another one before, after that?
What do you mean?
No, so that was the last game before this new one's coming out, right?
Oh, no. It's Unity, and then I think it's Syndicate, and then after Syndicate, it's Origins.
Okay.
And then it's Odyssey, which I love Odyssey. And then it's Valhalla, which just dropped a few years ago. The one that dropped last year, that was not good. And then the one that's coming out this year. So yeah, there's a shit ton of Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah, that I knew. I was just thinking, like, damn, all these Assassin's Creed games, and this one brings up the most controversy because, okay, from your point of view, just explain to people why this is a big issue. Because, you know, the average person just not going to understand unless you really break it down. So I'll give you the floor.
It's a very easy issue that people are trying to conflate to something else. You know, it's the first. We've wanted AC in Japan since day one. Since the first one, everybody's like, this would be a great game in Japan. It's Assassins, you know, Shinobis and shit like that. Let's get that. So you drop it in Japan, and then the first thing you see is it's a Japanese female and a black dude. And you're like, oh, what the fuck? Why is one of the characters you play as a black dude? Granted, we knew he was in the game. Like, I've been following the leaks since like 2019, 2020. So we knew he's in the game. So it's like, okay, him being in the game is not the issue, because we know this was a real person, regardless of his status or whatever. You know, we knew he was a real person. That doesn't matter. The problem is, why is he one of the playable characters in the first game based in Japan? We know why. It's because he's a black guy, and it's current day. They want to have a black guy front and center for this, right? And they even say it. He's the perfect person to be on the backdrop for feudal Japan. So it's like they don't want to tell the story of feudal Japan. They want to tell it from the point of view of them. So that's why they're using Yasuke as the black guy. And I'm just going to say the obvious out loud. It's because he's black. That's the only reason. He's black. He was in Japan. He may or may not have been a samurai. So they see that as something like, oh, we need to champion this. So that's why they put him front and center. And it's obvious to anybody with eyes. Exactly. That's why they're doing it. So when I saw it, that was my first thought. Like, because I saw the leaked screenshot, I was like, oh, fuck this, dude. Like, I could take you know, all the bullshit with Assassin's Creed. Hell, Valhalla was boring as hell. I finished it. I played the entire thing. It was boring as shit. They had a lot of people don't know, they had Asian Vikings in that game too. Asian Vikings and Asian female Vikings, by the way, in that game too. We could take all of that. But now you're using my skin color, because when you see them put him front and center, it's because, for one, they want a virtue, and for two, they are using that as a shield for criticism. Because when the game comes out and say it's lackluster, it's not good, it's not received well, they're going to blame it on him because he's black, and it's the racist fault that the game sucks, not that the game just sucks. So when I saw that, I immediately knew, man, you're doing it again. You're doing the same pattern over and over and over. And we had, you know, Ezio, he was from his period. Altair, he was from his period. Even Connor Kenway, who was a white dude who was in the Caribbean, he's a Welshman. that's who the majority of the pirates were during that time. So it was in his period. All the other games, the main character is from that region in that time period. So why would you not do that here? And then on top of that, this is the first time you're using somebody who was an actual historical figure as a playable character. So now you're not only messing with history like that, now you're giving it to the player to fuck up the history of said person. That's like if in AC3, instead of us going up against George Washington as a tyrannical king in a DLC, we're playing as George Washington going through, and he's working with this. It'd be like, well, that's weird. You know what I mean? So, and then on top of that, you then add in that he's queer and she's queer. So now it's like now you have another thing. It's like this was a real dude. Now you're having him suck and fuck whoever. That's another issue now, right? And it was never about him being a samurai or anything. For me, at least, when I made the video, that wasn't the issue. I just thought, hey, let me add the context of who this person is, just in case people don't know. He was a retainer. So, that's not like a high-ranking samurai class or what anybody would think of as a samurai. So that was the only thing I mentioned in the video regarding him, right? And then I went on to say they're using him because he's black, which they are, and all that stuff. Oh, I thought my girl was coming in, and all that stuff. So then, make the video, and all the points that I was saying get disregarded because the only thing people want to focus on is the fact that I called the nigga a retainer. And it's like, well, now you're missing the key issues here. You're missing exactly what
I don't think they are. I don't think they missed anything. They purposefully, intentionally didn't want to acknowledge those things.
There
like stuff you mentioned earlier, where we talk about TV. You know, for the Star Wars show that just came out, The Acolyte, that you said earlier was really bad. You know how people never, ever with any of these Disney Plus, MCU, or Star Wars shows ever talk about what is actually in the shows? Because they know it's really bad. They always latch on to shit that doesn't matter, like race, religion, all this other nonsense, actually. They never talk about what is actually in the shows because they know if they do, all their points fall apart. I've come to realize that people know what people are saying is true. They just have to disagree because they have to be on that side. We watched your video. We're like, this guy's I agree, because we don't understand. I don't really play Assassin's Creed, never really did, but I do know this is that it's a stealth assassin game where you have to be stealthy and kill people. Yeah, imagine a big black guy walking around in a samurai outfit. It's not gonna be very stealthy, right? Imagine just a big giant Tyrone outside trying to murk somebody like Batman from the Arkham series. Like, bro, it's not gonna work.
Exactly. And you know what? You can make that work.
Situation with Star Wars, sitting happened with Assassin's Creed. The people on their websites that docked the history as it happened changed it. Even right now with Assassin's Creed, the new game coming out, they are actively changing the history.
Yep. And that's where when they started doing that, that's when I'm like, oh, I won. Everything I said was correct. Like because if you want to go to bat and say, oh, this is historical fiction, which we know the games are historical fiction. There are people that be like, oh, AC has never been dipped in any kind of historical accuracy. It's like, well, you're fucking lying because the games are based on history. And so they have to have some kind of historical accuracy. You know what I mean? There will be, damn, I just lost my train of thought. There will be people that they'll look at the game, right? And they'll be like, okay, we need this. Like they need him to be this person. That's why they're changing the history. That's why they're conflating everything that they think happened with him. They need that because this is the cat that's going to come out of the bag, right? They see him, a black dude, as somebody that they can use to push the message, right? The message of inclusivity and all this other bullshit that they want to go through, which is already happening organically. You know what I mean? Everybody, you're black, you're white, you're Asian, you're Hispanic. Nobody gives a fuck, right? We already had all that going on, but they want to try to drum up some controversy because, as everybody knows, AC games, they've been going downhill in quality, right? Even though they make money off microtransactions, which is, I don't know how people are paying for that. Nobody really talks about AC like that. So when I see it as you want to drum up controversy, you want to try to push a message, you want to use somebody's skin color as a shield, and not only that, you're trying to make yourself look better. Like you're only using him because you're going to get pats on the back from your friends saying, "Oh, we use a black guy." That's it. That's the only reason. And you can, and it goes back into the game. Like you said, he's a big 6'6" black dude. Who the fuck is not gonna notice this nigga? You know what I mean? And it could work. And there's a way that you can make that work if you don't have him be a main character that you play as. He's an NPC that you interact with. He helps you get into places that you normally wouldn't get into because of his station or whatever. And he helps you in the game. No problem with that. That still would have been cool. You know what I mean? But now you also have to remember the climate we're in, where everybody is just laser focused on everything that's going on with this DEI shit. They are like hard focused on it. If there's even a mention of it, they're gonna jump on that shit. So when everybody sees it, they go, "Oh, we know exactly why you're doing it," even though we know that's why they're doing it. In some games, that's not the case, like Zhao or whatever, right? Like that whole debacle. We all know it wasn't to like try to push a message. He was just trying to make a game, but people are hypersensitive to what's going on right now. And with the AC shit, it's just like, how more obvious could it be that you're trying to push a message when all your other games that came out were, respectful to the places that they came from and honored the lore or the history of those places? And like, I always bring this up, AC Unity, for as trash as it was, its scans of like France was so accurate that they were being used to help rebuild Notre Dame after it burned down. So how could it not be dipped in any kind of historical accuracy? You know what I mean? And this is all bullshit, gaslighting, man. And that's why I hate it, because once you call it out, they're going to use your skin color as a shield. And I don't see how niggas don't see that and get offended. Like, why are you using me as a shield for criticism? Just be honest about what the fuck you're doing. It is annoying.
Yeah, because now you have all these people that are basically trying to, I don't know, it's that really cringe thing of, I don't know, they never had like or been around black people, and the only thing that they've ever seen from black people is just like movies and television. So that's how they proceed to talk to them. Remember when Black Panther came out? People were like, "Hey, yo, hey, dog, you see Black Panther?" You'd be like, "What? Yeah." Like they were trying to start something off with really trash gay small talk. Because they didn't know how to approach a situation because you're black. It's like, dude, just treat me like a normal human being.
They did that marketing so well. It was, if you don't see Black Panther, you're racist. It was perfect marketing.
And the second part where anyone who reviewed it didn't like it, the audience just called them racist, and I'm like, okay, guys, you cannot like a movie and not be racist. Like, what?
You just reminded me when you said, "Oh, they act like they never talked to a black person before." In the AC Shadows gameplay, whenever you play as Yasuke, you have a Japanese / hip hop beat behind you. Listen, this is feudal Japan. He's not African American. He is African. Why the fuck do you have him fighting with hip hop beat behind him? Oh, it's because, and y'all are black. Y'all like hip hop, right? That's the only vibe I get when they do that. And it's like, how are y'all not seeing exactly what they're doing? Be fucking for real right now, man. Sucks, man. Sucks. And you know what? There's people, they're like, "Oh, well, you're just gonna grift off of this and blah blah blah." You're fucking right. 150%.
That might
you're
be
right.
the most overused word that has lost all meaning.
Yeah, they have no idea
what they really mean is just clout chasing. Well, that's what they really mean. People just say grift because they just heard someone else say it. Now they're just repeating it. It's like with YouTube now. People go, "Man, you're just grifting off this popular situation." You mean I'm talking about popular situations like the media does the same way? I mean, do people say the media is grifting off popular situations they talk about? No, because it's weird how people work where they literally respect people that are in that position more than the average person doing the same shit. They would never say CNN or Fox or MSNBC or KTLA5. They would never say those companies are grifting.
Yeah,
because for some reason, average people like, yeah, it's only that, or they don't respect you enough, right? Because I've never understood that. Like, what the hell are people talking about grifting? Grifting literally means swindling someone, as if like Boogie, he had that crypto scheme. That's grifting.
You're talking about something and promoting something that you genuinely do not give a fuck about in order to make profit. That's what a grift is. So I don't give a fuck about Assassin's Creed anymore. They've lost me. So when I play the game and I make the videos on it, Anybody who wants to clip this, I don't care. I am 100% grifting off of that game because I don't care. I know it's going to give me engagement. I know y'all are going to talk about it, so that's why I'm going to do it. That is a grift. If I'm talking like when I made the video originally about my frustrations, that's not me grifting. That's me voicing my frustrations. It's only a grift if it's somebody they don't like, which is stupid. And what's up, man? What's up, Brandon? Hey, he's awesome, man.
From Japan. Thank you very much for
awesome.
Yes. You know what's crazy is, you know what's also really weird, people, is that when you watch anime depicts Japan or Asian culture in a specific way that is also respecting their culture, but it also appeals to like us because we don't know about it. So it's kind of fresh and new for us, but it's routine for them. How would an American company like Ubisoft depict Japan in a way that is authentic? That even worse
makes it worse.
They're probably even worse.
They're French. They're mainly French and Canadian.
Damn French, always getting in trouble. No more I know like them motherfuckers. God damn it, man.
Yeah, man.
Like you have a company that literally is trying to depict Asian culture and civilization while also not being from an Asian culture civilization. And you have people say, well, they just hire someone to do it. Do you think they're going to do that, guys? Are they really going to do that? Or do they just not give a fuck and they're just writing on Assassin's Creed being a popular IP? They thought, this is what people think. They know companies like that could just make anything. And they think at this point now, people will just eat it up. Now, back then, you could get away with that. People weren't in the know as much. Things were a lot different back then. We had less media back then, so we kind of just consumed bad shit because it's kind of all we had. That's not working anymore. Look at what happened. Look at movies now. Popular franchise, you should just get money regardless. Remember before COVID happened, 2019, before that, movies were just dropping massive dubs. Money was just flowing in. Then, all of a sudden, that money well is starting to dry up a lot. Yes. Yeah. Because things have changed. That's
because people started to notice what's going on. And the thing is, you can do it and be respectful and be successful. And we've already seen it with Ghost of Tsushima. That game was made by a bunch of white guys, but it was so authentic and it was so good that they are ambassadors to Tsushima because it was so good. It shows if you be respectful and you just have actual care in what you're doing, people will resonate with it. And I don't think they understood that.
Oh, Tom says some Japanese misunderstand the issue is black against Japan, but you guys are a great example that's wrong. We can fight against woke BS together anytime, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's the problem is like how in the world can most of this happen when you see a situation like that unfold with Assassin's Creed? And as people know, I'm not someone that's really, into those games like that, but you can see how the game and the controversy surrounding it has unfolded in a way that a lot of people just see it as, wow, what the hell is going on? Because I remember we did a video. No, we did a Iron Man podcast. I think it was with Sheepsidian and Hora Mamarata. They were here and we were going over actually his video. And we're just sitting here going like, damn, yeah, this guy knows what he's talking about. This is a guy that clearly has been a fan of the franchise for a hot minute. And then you have it now where this is happening. And I know there was a Kotaku article about it earlier today. People need to understand a lot of the stuff that was naturally gaining money for a while just has been gaining money. Movies, television shows have been losing viewers constantly, and streaming is another bigger problem and aspect to that as well. You also have video games, like recently record low sale numbers. You also have console games being sold lower. There's just so much stuff going on now to the point where things just aren't a guarantee for money making like they used to be. It's just not, And Tome says most of Japanese are okay with Yasuke in fantastic fictions if it's really fiction. But Yasuke of Assassin's Creed is full of woke agenda. Holy shit. Isn't that crazy how like video games are just this vehicle for bullshit now? Because with video games, when I would play video games, I would simply just play them because I just enjoyed them. And then kind of find out there was actually a lot of drama when it came to video games. And that would be the thing where if you are someone that just kind of buys the stuff and just consumes it and just moves on, yeah, I would imagine the average person isn't going to care as much because they simply, don't have that much skin in the game. Just some regular average Joe Smo getting off work, probably going to Walmart, buying a video game, and then just coming home and playing it, That's the reason why the backlash in Japan. Okay. I also would like to emphasis that Japanese have reflected Black culture since Jazz Age. Really? Oh, I didn't know that, honestly. Yeah. I know you guys like Killer B and Naruto. Why was Killer B? Naruto was black and he rapped. W. It's the first black character we see, and that motherfucker was rapping. Straight dub. Straight up actual dub. But yeah, that's the thing is, oh man, dude. Nothing is a guarantee anymore. I don't know why people keep thinking that. No company is guaranteed to get anything anymore. MCU used to be guaranteed movies to do well. Well, that's just not it anymore. Oh, she's so cute. Hi.
Yeah, they're not obligated to anything, and that's their problem. They think they're obligated. Like they think they're obligated to get your money. They think they're obligated for you to support them just because of who they are. It's like what? That's not how that works. You have to gain the audience's trust. People like the MCU because they gain that trust. You can't just slap that on shit and think people are going to go to it. That's not how that works. And the same thing with gaming. And gaming is different because the audience can literally say, no, I'm not going to do this and just play something else. So they can just change on a dime. So, and then we got all these indie games that are great with all this stuff going on. Like, come on, man. Like AAA is, if they keep going the route they're going, like 5-10 years, they're done for, man.
You've seen all the gaming controversy, haven't you? There's so many. First of all, there's some every day. There was one of a white lady talking about periods, and I'm like, There was one where basically this lady came out and she was talking about us females in the gaming industry are now open about us having periods. I'm like, this is just disgusting.
Yeah, who gives a fuck? Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
God, man.
Hey, baby.
Damn.
Yeah, she's teething super bad.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, she's teething super bad. She's been going through it the last few days. She's been just going through. Hey, mamas.
What's she about? 6 months old?
Oh no, she's like a year and some change. She's just real small.
Oh, she's so cute.
Say hey.
Hi.
You know how to say hey? Wave. Say hey.
Has she seen a black guy before?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think you know what. For the longest, I thought she might be racist because my girl be like, she's at the store and she'll say hi to all the older black people, but she won't say hi to the white people. I'm like, wait, she must be racist.
Oh, yeah, how do you like being a dad?
Love it. This is my first baby. It's my second.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, awesome. I love it. Yeah.
How old's your son?
He's 6.
He's 6. Have you heard of the protection plan? Oh my god! Dang it! But
no, man. I love it, man. I don't see how anybody could not enjoy having a little person to help, raise and carry on your legacy. Like I would never understand people who would be like, oh, I would want to abort a child. Like, do you see this baby? Who could want to get rid of that? You know what I mean? It's crazy, man.
Yeah. So like you wanted to go to the daughter route because the sleepless nights you have with the kids, you wanted to go back to that. You're like, you know what? I'm gonna go back to the sleepless nights.
No, it was she wanted to be here so bad because she fought through that birth control. She fought through the birth control. She had
that's the thing with like birth control that people didn't even bother to talk about anymore. It's like like girls will be on like birth control or whatever, and they get off of it, they don't even know if they even like the guy anymore. It's like, man, birth control is some of you guys should look into that. It's also not. It's not like
I've heard that before.
Because imagine knowing that your partner gets off birth control and they don't even like you. They don't even know if they like you. They're like, fuck.
That sucks. I couldn't imagine, bro.
That would be so depressing. Honestly, I wouldn't even date after that. I'd just be like, I'm done. I'm just done.
Yeah, you're gonna have to take that L. You're gonna have to take it.
But since you're a dad, I'll just before we get back to the gaming stuff is do you notice any real difference between having a daughter and a son right now, even though they're that little?
She's more of a crybaby for sure.
Of course.
She's more of a crybaby. She's more of like a, "Oh, you gotta hold me" type thing. You know, my
It's the one
son, he
that
was
keeping you
really
up late in the
chill.
night.
No, that's the crazy thing. She doesn't do that.
Hmm.
She doesn't do that. She'll sleep through the night. My son was
Huh.
worse with that. Like he would be crying through the night, but he's
Oh.
real chill. And now she would be sleep through the night, but she wants attention all the time, just like a woman. So it's how it goes.
Well, congratulations, man, on the new
Yeah, man.
little one. Oh God, man, taking care of I want people to understand taking care of kids is so much more different than what people say goes on. Actually, you have to be very attentive to them because they're just like little balls of energy that want to discover everything.
Yeah, for
Uh,
sure.
whew. So when it comes to like gaming now, how do you feel about it? I would say.
I think gaming's like in general in a really great spot. Like gaming's not gonna be as big as it was during like the pandemic because everybody was at home, everybody had more time to play and things like that. So that kind of like revenue probably is not gonna happen again. But in terms of games, like actual quality of games, there are a shit ton of good games. Like if people just stop looking for AAA games and just go indie, there are so many great indie games out there. Like, I hate the people that are like gaming is dry. It's like, bro, all you do is play Call of Duty, Madden, and 2K. Of course, your gaming is dry. You don't play anything, you know?
They're playing the most. Yeah, they're playing basically. They're like, I have a basketball game, I have a sports game, I got a shooting game, and I got a whatever game. This is
Exactly.
basic people. Like for me, whenever I would game, yeah, I would have my average, racing game because you have those itches every once in a while. You have your basketball game, you have your Call of Duty game, but I would like to play like Dragon Ball Z games. I like to play action adventure games, just anything. After a while, play a game, you beat it. I just want to try a different experience. Actually, we have Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero coming up very soon, or Tenkaichi 4, people playing. There's Grand Theft Auto 6 coming up. Do you have any hope for GTA 6 actually?
I want to, but we heard all the shit that happened behind the scenes and how
Yeah,
they
yeah.
cleaned up in quotations the company culture, and they don't want to be as offensive and all that. And it's like, well, if you take away the offensiveness of GTA, which is supposed to be a parody of real
Mhm,
life, then how is it going to work? I want to see how it goes. I just know they're going to monetize the hell out of that multiplayer. Like that multiplayer is going to be monetized to all hell. But I mean, if they do a good job with the single player, if they do a good job with the multiplayer, and it's fun to play, and it's like another slam dunk campaign, like that's for me. I love campaigns. So if the
mhm,
campaign is a slam dunk and the character creator has to be way better than it was in GTA 5 because that character creator was trash for multiplayer,
mhm.
then I don't know, man. I feel like
Oh,
it could be good. I'm
I want to
definitely
get
gonna
your
get it and play it.
I want to get your opinions on the Helldivers 2 situation. Remember that happened?
Yeah, so which one are you talking about with
The most
the
recent one where it was the whole connected PSN account thing,
oh
actually.
yeah,
Yeah, and then now let's kind of find out the game doesn't really have as many players as it did. God, it feels
yeah,
like
they
there was a
knocked off
win
their player
there.
base.
Yeah, it feels like there was a win there, but it's like, damn, this wasn't a game that's gonna be like lasting through years and years,
They
potentially.
could
Like,
have, but
yeah,
they shot themselves in the foot with that whole PSN thing, and then
hmm
on top of that, they did it with the nerfing of all the weapons. Every time people would find weapons that they like to play, they would nerf it, and you can't do that in a PVE game. You can't. You just
hmm
simply can't, because once you do that, then people are gonna be like, oh well, yeah. I mean, it's not
hmm
fun to play anymore. It's not like it's PvP where people are abusing weapons to like get a bunch of kills and shit. This is PVE. We have to survive on these planets. You know what I mean? So I don't know why you would nerf it. And then on top of that, there wasn't a lot of replay value because they didn't add enough content constantly to the number of people that were playing it.
hmm
Granted, they didn't think there would be that many people that would jump in and play the game like that. But at the same time, you can't have the same layout on every planet.
hmm
You have to add something new and something fresh to keep people like interested.
yeah. Because you've been gaming forever, like I have.
Oh yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
this is one of the weirdest generations for consoles. As I told people with some of our shows here, this is the only generation potentially where, outside of being backwards compatible for some consoles, right? they are still actively making games for the Xbox One and the PS4. Not the newest ones, but there'll still be games coming out. And it's like they've reported record low console sales from that have been not good recently. Well, it's probably a reason why, where you haven't really given the consumer any real reason to move on to the next ones. Because if you have a PS4 or if you have an Xbox One, what can they really not do that the other ones can't? As far as like, general people, right? They come home, they sit down and play a game. It's like, if my PS4 is doing everything good and it's back, and the PS5 is, backwards compatible, why would I really upgrade though? I get it from a upgrading standpoint. It's better. It's a better experience. But why would you kind of justify all that money? If you already got a good thing going, they haven't even shut down the service of PS4. You can still stream on a PS4. Oh, you just make the account and you're good to go. It's like, it's so weird how they reported low sale numbers and like, bro, are you guys just like stupid?
It's a different it's a weird generation because you can't really say there's a defining game for this generation. You know what I mean? Like the PS3, Xbox 360 era, there were a hell of a lot of defining games for that generation. The PS4 era, there was some identifiable ones like God of War and things like that, Uncharted and shit. Like they had really banger games. There's
Last
no
of Us
like the Last of Us, not talk about that other garbage crap. But there's no really like bangers to come out of this generation, and there's no need to want to buy a console because if you have an Xbox, you can play all those games on your PC. So there's no point in getting an Xbox. And then if you have a PlayStation, they're not really giving you exclusives like that you really need to go out and get a console to play. Like, Stellar Blade, they had that. They had Spider-Man 2. They have the Spider-Man games and the God of War, which God of War Ragnarok is really good. But you don't have to get a PS5 for that. You can play that on a PS4. You can play Stellar Blade. I think you can play that on a PS4 as well. The Spider-Man games, you could play those on PS4. So it's like there's no point in getting these consoles. I don't know what they're doing. They need to step up those
and then
games.
the ones they release on the PS5 and the Xbox One, you're just like, okay. Like you don't have that like, oh, I gotta get in right now. Like that feeling is so not there for certain things now, given how much media there is to consume. Like there's some big gaming stuff I'm gonna do at the channel, and I was like, you know what? Why am I gonna go and get this certain thing when this already does it good? Like I'm gonna get another thing to add to it eventually, but I'm not in a rush,
Mm-hmm.
And
it's like I don't even need to go back and get those older consoles because I can just find an emulator on a PC and then I could see my boy Jack Sparrow and get that game. So it's like you kind of they're not giving people a reason to want to get these consoles.
Right. Yeah. It's how do you feel about DLCs? Do you think DLCs were like a thing that's ruined gaming, so to speak, as everyone said?
No, I think microtransactions have ruined gaming 100%. Like, because there used to be a time where you could buy a $60 game and everything that you wanted would be in that game. You just had to play and unlock it. Like Halo Reach, for example. I played a shit ton of Halo Reach. All the armors and all the colors and all that other shit. If you wanted that stuff, you had to play the game. Like you had to unlock it through the credits that you get from leveling up. You didn't have to buy them. You had to earn them and then get the stuff in the game. And people actually enjoy that. And adding microtransactions makes people lazy as well. Like it makes the developers lazy because it's like, well, we have all these things. We don't need to add all this customization. That's like what that's why Halo Infinite is so stupid. Like you have a Halo game, and instead of people wanting to play the game and level up and get all this stuff, no, we have to pay $20 fucking for blue. Like, come on, that's stupid, and microtransactions in all of these games, even free to play games like Fortnite, even though they've done it the best out of everybody, they set the precedent of, oh, you have to pay for this and pay for that. And I remember back in the MW3 days when I met a game dev and he was like, oh, every game is going to have a battle pass. Every game is going to have microtransactions because they had
multiplayer too. Remember?
Yeah,
every game had a multiplayer at a single point. Yeah.
They had like in MW3, they had the little battle pass thing where you would get a new map and a new gun every month. They had that, and they were like, every game will have that. I'm like, no, there's no way every game will have that. every game has that. And there's no problem with adding DLC if it's single player DLC, as we've seen with The Witcher, as we've seen with Cyberpunk, which that DLC is amazing. And just recently, the Shadow of the Earth Tree for Elden Ring. You can have those DLCs and people will play them if they're good. You don't need microtransactions. And they're going to find that out the hard way, as they already are, because they're losing so much fucking money because they're spending too much. Not every game needs microtransactions. Not every game needs to have a battle pass. Not every game needs you to be so money hungry.
Yeah, I agree. It's one of those things where the gaming industry has went into a point where there's so many bad decisions. And then you look at all this changing that they're doing, and you're looking at just the landscape. It's like, no wonder why gaming is in the state as it is. Like, and why people have just moved to playing it on a PC. Now, I have told you this. There's pros and cons to both. Consoles have their place. PCs have their place as well. But even if you ever do get a PC and you upgrade to a PC, factor this into yourself. You don't have to buy the next $400 console, not a newer headset, not any of that. You could just, people said, but what if the PC starts lagging? Oh my God, literally upgrade your internet or buy a better PC or just upgrade the parts in your tower. Yeah. What do you guys think is cheaper? Buying a new part for your PC or buying a whole entirely new different machine every like 3 to 4 years? That's why I also knew at a single point the console thing was going to be capped, because at a certain point, you know this too, man. What else are you going to upgrade? They're at a point now where what are you going to upgrade more? What does the PS5 do that fucking a PS6 wouldn't do? It's like, why would you need to make another one? Just, it's over. No more consoles. Why need more?
There's no really big leap as there was from like the 360 to the Xbox One or the PS3 to the PS4. There was a huge leap during that time. And then like from the 4 to the 5, there's not a big leap. There's no point. They are going to reach a point where it's like, well, what can you do that this PC can't do? Unless it's just comfortability. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I want to be on the couch gaming. And it's like, well, if you want to do that, me personally, I don't think you should be gaming anyway. But that's besides the point. But
yeah, it's just, we're at a point where, Nintendo will probably make another console. But the thing is, what Nintendo's going to do is they're going to make it backwards compatible because, well, first of all, if they don't, that's an L. I don't see why they wouldn't. But at that point, like, we know with Microsoft now, with how many low sales they've been having, they're not making another Xbox console. That would be suicide for them. Didn't they lay off like, what, 10K, 20K people from that division of the Xbox, actually, and Microsoft? It's horrible. PlayStation doing massive layoffs themselves. Like, why would they make a PS6? One of my friends were talking on a game stream we were doing for League. He was like, I'll just wait for a PS6. I'm like, bro, that ain't never happened. You waiting a while. If that is going to happen, let's say hypothetically it does, you waiting a long time for that.
I think it's coming. I think they see from what I heard, they see this console generation as a fail. You know what I mean? Because there's not a lot of sales. It hit during COVID. There was a shortage of the materials, for like a year or some change. So I feel like they're going to move on really quick from this generation, if you ask me.
Because remember, we had that interview recently with the guy that's the head of the PlayStation department. He was talking about like he wants the PC players to get a PlayStation 5. Keep in mind, people, they're still trying to get you to get a PS5 right now. It's like, damn, PC players were, if you're on a PC, you're kind of like, damn, it does, I don't know, it's like a girl that just does everything for you, and she's like making you feel like a king. It's like that girl, it's like, you have your homies come over, and the girls offer them a bunch of food because that offers like some status to your life. Like, man, my girl offered my homies a bunch of food. Like, that's the kind of girl right now we got. It's like she already doing everything. She gives you all the positions. What do I need?
I don't need nobody else. She got everything that I need. She suck and swallow. She's good. And that PlayStation, it's just gonna look at me disappointed when I only have like 2 strokes. The PC won't do that to me, so we gotta go nowhere.
Oh God, man. That's what I tell people, like, they're the way we used to get consoles when they used to come out midnight releases, that's not been a thing for a while. Just so much still, it's not that. Remember, I think the beginning of the end for a lot of it was like a little small one. Remember when E3 shut down?
Yeah.
Remember that one? That was big, because E3 was just basically also like Comic-Con for gaming, essentially. But that only predicated on these companies having something to show them there's years where they didn't show anything, and then the companies went, "Why am I coming here? I'll just do it on my own YouTube channel."
Yep.
It's like, well, fuck, all this middleman bullshit started getting away. Man, it's just something crazy. That's why I love gaming. So much to talk about, you know. Overwatch failed with Blizzard. Easy. Remember, Blizzard's now absorbed by Microsoft. Bobby Kotick, that piece of shit.
Fuck Blizzard. All my homies hate Blizzard.
Blizzard is so. Remember, what was their thing with Overwatch? Overwatch was never going to be as big as League of Legends. Remember they tried that Overwatch competitive circuit with teams that bought in for about 20 million. Now, to be fair, it's undisclosed they ever paid the full amount, but if they ever paid 20 million, because the league basically collapsed, they offered the teams rumored like 5 million to buy out. Keep in mind how much of a scam that is. I give you 20 million, league didn't work out, now I get 5 million back.
Trash. I mean, Overwatch was never going to be anything other than, oh, we're going to give you these characters so you can use it for porn, because that's all that they get used for. They use those characters for porn. The game's not fun to play. The community is toxic. I mean, there's no point. I mean, Overwatch is I don't know anybody who wants to play Overwatch.
Then they made Overwatch 2.
Which is just a DLC. It's just a DLC. You know what I mean? Like you're charging. It's like MW3, the recent one, to MW2. You're charging for a DLC to a game, full price. It's ridiculous.
Just so many bad decisions constantly. It's like we're getting a point where they're race swapping, the DEI bullshit. Oh, not to mention another big one, the Suicide Squad game came out and completely failed. And I told people this: the Batman fans of that series, the fans were fans of the Arkham series. I love the series. Great series also. I even like Arkham Origins. Arkham Knight has some problems, but I liked it too. The problem, if everyone was like, you know what? They could literally have just made a Batman Beyond game when Kevin Conroy was still alive, made a Batman Beyond game. It was leaked they were going to do that anyway. They scrapped it a while ago. Just make a Batman Arkham Batman Beyond game. That way you keep the same audience that likes the Batman games, same gameplay. It's Terry McGinnis like it was from the animated series. Familiarity with that concept already. But they went, you know what? Suicide Squad kills Justice League. Oh my God, the game failed. I'm so no one's shocked. It was a stupid idea. Why did they do it? No one wanted that. No one wanted that idea. It's a stupid fucking concept.
Who in their right mind goes, hey, this company known for making some of the greatest single player games of all time, we're going to make them do a live service game. Who the fuck thought that was a good idea? Like, who thought, oh, that we're gonna, and not only that, Kevin Conroy, rest in peace, he died. So we're gonna have one of our main antagonists / protagonists that we hate kill him and talk shit to him the entire time. Of course, people are not going to want to buy your shit. You have because I played the piece of shit game. All right, I'm finna go on a rant. You have the same enemy types, literally 2 enemy types. And they're both purple. One skinny, one big. 3 different kind of objectives. Hold it down, hold it down, hold it down. That's all you do. Oh no, there's one more. You pick up a ball and you take it to an area, and then that's it. Rinse and repeat missions. It's those missions for like 6-ish hours. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And the gunplay sucks. Every single character feels the exact same when they're shooting. The only thing that's different is the tiny bit of movement that they have, but it doesn't even matter because the environment you're in looks crappy, dude. It looked crappy. And on top of that, there's no kind of depth. Like, it just looks crazy. And then on top of that, they have a gear system that who the fuck cares about this gear system? It does nothing. Who wants to make a kind of build in this game? And the story was just so fucking stupid. It was dumb. Okay. And I want to share my screen with you because I don't know if you saw this. But this is one of the first videos I posted on Twitter, and it's the one that got the most views at the time that I had ever had. And I played it with my homie because that's my boy, and me and him, we played Marvel's Avengers. Crappy God game. Look, listen. I was number 1 in the game. Okay, literally stayed up 3 days straight. I was the first one to get an exotic, first one to get max character. It's in Forbes. It's verifiable, right? So I was die hard for that game until I realized, man, this game sucks. right? So me and him, he was like, "Oh, I'm playing Suicide Squad." I was like, "Okay, I'll play with you, man. You know, you my boy. You know, I paid $100. $100. Never got my refund, by the way, you bastards. Never got my refund. And you can't see none of that. But that store work. But that store, hey, that store work. I can't play the game, but the fucking store works. I I was stuck at a black screen for an hour. I want to say at least an hour of trying to play the game when it launched. I was stuck on a black screen. I couldn't get into the game. I couldn't do nothing. But I went to the store. Everything worked. Everything
Oh my god.
bought whatever I wanted in the store. It worked. And I still have not got my refund. Okay, because I got it on PlayStation and I got it on Steam. Never got my refund. Never got my refund.
So to this day, they're not giving you your money back.
No. I put my request in on no, I didn't buy it on Steam. My friend bought it for me on Steam. I think he put a refund in and got his refund. But on PlayStation, never got my refund. Never.
That's
never got it.
Crazy. Or PlayStation, you know, they're known for some fucked up shit. Actually, that just recently happened. Didn't they take away digital content people willingly bought with their own hard-earned money?
Yeah, EA games. Like the EA is doing that too on PC. If you bought like a Bad Company 2 and all that shit, they're removing it from people's libraries. Which is why I support being Jack Sparrow.
Just straight up disgusting shit that's going on with this fucking industry, man. Like, you have all these fake, disgusting people that are here trying to basically make gaming something that it was never before. They themselves were never into it, and they're thinking like, "Oh, I'm gonna come in and I'm just gonna revolutionize everything." People just sitting there going like, "Revolutionize what? What are you fucking talking about?" Like, dude, like the esports side of things. I know, like you follow Hypnotis with that. The esports side of it is even worse. You know, these people are a bunch of fucking hypocritical losers. Like, man, the Saudi Arabian shit that's been going on. Because basically, a lot of these companies, at least like esports teams, don't make don't make any money really at all. They've been taking a Saudi Arabian funding, actually. Even though people know in Saudi Arabia, they do various things over there, let's just say. And a lot of the fans these days for some of these esports orgs are like 20-year-old blue-haired weirdos who just in college and high school, they don't know any better, and they're like being told that if you do these things, you're a horrible person. And then they find out their esport org is taking money from them. It's like, don't you guys know that's bad? Those are the principles you laid out, that you have to treat women this way and blah blah blah, women this, women that. It's like, y'all are still gonna go support those companies anyway. You don't care what money. The thing is, they don't buy anything. If you know, with esport fans, they don't support. Like, dude, remember there was a time on Twitter, people said, "Hey, the reason why the companies have to take on these advertisers, because they don't like ads, but they have to because advertisers pay a lot of money." People say, "Well, how do you stop the ads?" Well, would you pay for a subscription model, $5 a month to support it? They're like, no.
Yeah, I don't. And these are the people they cater to. They want to try to cater to people who have no money.
Yeah, they're catering to little broke people.
Don't care. They don't care. Like, if a game, they will champion it all day on Twitter. If the game comes out, they're not going to buy it, and when it flops, they're going to talk shit that it flopped, even though they didn't spend any money. They have no money, and I don't know why they keep trying to cater to that kind of people. But I mean, hey, I guess they just love losing money, I guess.
Like and I know you've heard of Jake Lucky, the Jake Luckies of the world, or people like that are just some of the most oddest people in the world when it comes to gaming. Like, gaming fosters, I do agree with that sentiment to a certain extent, dude. Gaming does foster a lot of weird people, but things were tame. Things were okay before. You know, now it feels like everything's a problem with everything. Like, you can't trust any fucking game coming out now, you know?
Yeah.
And if it does come out, then the problem hits with, okay, well, hopefully this stays alive long enough, you know, to have maybe a sequel to it. But the thing is, we can't even hope if games have sequels anymore because the sales aren't there. The sales literally aren't there anymore like they used to be, you know?
Yeah, it sucks, man. Because now to try to recoup that, they're gonna try to charge more. We're already seeing that when we got $70 games. There's a rumor that GTA 6 might be $80 to $100 for a single regular copy. You know what I mean? Which people will still buy anyway, which will make it worse. And I that's why I'm a big fan of indies. I love
Mhm.
indie games. Like an indie game, $15-$30 will get you more time, like playtime and enjoyment than any of these AAA games. Well, I got it on my desktop right now. Let me move my fucking. There's a game called Risk of Rain 2. It's a roguelike. It's like 15 in between 15 and $30. You will have literal hours of
Mhm.
enjoyment playing that game in a singular run than playing any of these AAA games. And, it's not graphically the best. It's not none of that. It's just a fun game. That's what I love indie games because they're made with passion. People
Mhm.
that like games making games for people who like games, not corporations making games because they like money. There's a complete difference there, and you can see it in the end result, which we're probably going to see with Assassin's Creed. I know it's going to be shit. I know it
Oof.
is. I know it is. I know it's going to be a day one patch. A day
Mhm.
one patch that's not going to fix anything. It's going to be frame drops, and that microtransaction store is going to be egregious. I already know it. A microtransaction store in a single player game, by the way, because they do
Mhm.
that in Assassin's Creed. They've been doing it since Origins.
What's the other thing I wanted to bring up? Oh, last thing to bring up before we head out, which is the Star. Let's start with Star Wars recently. You
Mm.
have you been a fan of Star Wars since the beginning or anything like that?
Yeah. My
Okay.
dad, my dad took me to he took me to see the prequels, but before that, he showed me all of the OT.
Mhm.
Fell in love with the OT, fell in love with the EU, all that shit. I love Star Wars. I am a Star Wars fan. Yes.
Even like the legends and the that other
Yeah,
stuff too,
yeah.
the
I've
books and
I've read
everything.
some EU books. I've had,
Okay.
like one of my favorite ones is the Maul one, the Maul EU book.
Hmm.
Dark Empire, obviously, that's a lot of people's favorites. I'm a big fan of the Old Republic. Love the
Hmm.
Old Republic. I love those games. I love that lore. Man, I wish we got some good stuff with the Old Republic. But
What was your
yeah,
feelings now about the Disney Star Wars
I
movies? Since
hate
it's
it.
been some years, they're all just so
I
bad.
hate it. So I remember when The Force Awakens came out.
Yeah.
I won't say that I hated it when it came out.
Hmm.
I was enjoying myself, even though you could see like it's clearly a rip off of A New Hope. But it's like, okay, I see what you're doing here, and it was at the moment where they killed Han Solo, where I was
Hmm.
like, "Fuck this movie." It was that moment where I was like, "You've ruined it for me." You already had Ray using Jedi mind tricks, with nobody has seen in like decades, right? You're doing shit that nobody's seen. I don't. Okay, how are you doing that? You're gonna fuck over Finn. I thought Finn was gonna be the next
Hmm.
Jedi. He was the most interesting character who got squandered in that trilogy. The most interesting, stormtrooper, ex-stormtrooper, turned to the light side, who has to fight against other people that were putting to the Empire against their will. That is a fucking, and he turns out to be a Jedi. That is a fucking chef's kiss. Easy story to tell. People would love. They fucked it up. And the Last Jedi came out. That's what completely killed Disney Star Wars for me.
Hmm.
Completely killed it. And then the Rise of Skywalker came out, and that movie is the worst Star Wars movie. I
I tell
don't
people
care.
that it's actually
I
worse than the Last Jedi. It's
It is. It
so
is worse than The
unbelievably
Last
bad.
Jedi.
It's
The
so
Last
shit
Jedi, you know what? As bad as that film is, I can see why people would enjoy it. I can.
on
I
some
don't know.
weird
I don't
level.
know
I can.
how.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but I can see it. No fucking way I can see how anybody could like The Rise of Skywalker.
Remember that?
It
Remember
just
that jump
doesn't make
scare
any
scene?
sense.
That might have been the worst
Oh,
scene
when
I've
Ray
seen.
came out with the fucking
It was the teeth.
with
Remember
the
that
Venom
that
teeth.
jump scare scene? That might be one of the worst scenes I've ever
No,
seen in my life.
the
That shit
the
was
the
trashed.
scene that I hated the absolute most is how they found this ancient Sith dagger that takes them to a planet that perfectly lines up with the recently crashed Death Star on said planet.
Mhm.
That scene alone is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. I was screaming in the theater, like, I was pissed. Like everybody in the theater, the movie sucks when
Mhm.
basic white girls are sitting here like, I don't like this. I don't like this. And then we get to the end, and then she's like, "Oh, what's your name?" And then she looks over. Everybody in the theater groaned. I've never seen it before in my entire life where everybody just goes, "Oh, fuck." Like just hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate Disney Star. They've made two good things. Andor is good. Okay, I'll give it to him. Andor, I'm pretty sure Kathleen Kennedy and everybody else had no hand in Andor. I'm pretty sure they was like, here's a character from a prequel to a prequel that died and said prequel, here, do what you want. And they made something really good. I will give it to him. Andor, like Andor. I did enjoy Mando season 1 to a certain extent because it felt like back to basic Star Wars. It felt like a cowboy serial, like one of the old serials, you know, where it's like a new mission every episode, but there's an overarching story. I did enjoy it. Season 2 was more of a cameo fest, which kind of messed it up a little bit, but I did still enjoy it. I did still enjoy watching Luke Skywalker and his before his weird fucking face showed up. I did enjoy that. But other than that, they have not had anything good. Nothing good. Every single show, Boba Fett, Ahsoka. Nope, I'm lying. The Clone Wars, the last 3 episodes of the Clone Wars, that was phenomenal. I give it to him. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I didn't.
Boba Fett might have been single-handedly one of the worst things I ever seen.
Yeah, it is right there with the Last Jedi, or
and
not
then
the Last
Obi-Wan
Jedi,
comes in and it just trumps all of it. Obi-Wan was so unbelievably bad.
Obi-Wan is terrible, but it's terrible in a different way. It's not like Boba Fett where it is objectively terrible at everything. It just sucks. Obi-Wan comes in, it sucks, and then it just destroys the prequel era. You have fans that were fans of the prequels that came back for Obi-Wan that hate it. I know a guy, you know, he's normie as normie can get. He's like, I hated Obi-Wan Kenobi because that's not the Obi-Wan that I know, and it's not the Obi-Wan that would come in A New Hope. I don't know who this guy is. They cucked him, right? And then it fucks up the lore because you have him fight Darth Vader twice. He leaves Tatooine when his whole objective is to protect Luke Skywalker. He meets Leia earlier than he should have met her. That makes no sense. You have Reva, a terrible, terrible shoehorned in character who gets stabbed not once but twice. I guess she has 3 stomachs. You have Darth Vader fighting. He chases Obi-Wan and then he goes, "Did you come to kill me? Nigga, you chased him to the planet. What are you talking about?" And I hate that show with a burning passion. We would be here for hours if I get into that, but I hate Disney Star Wars. They do have some good games though.
The Obi-Wan part where God, Vader could literally kill him by pulling him through that fire and then just stabbing him, but he just plot reasons, he's just let go for whatever reason. Just so much the Reva situation, or remember the Star Wars Twitter account? They were like, there's a million galaxies in the world, but you don't have to choose to be racist. Thank God I need the Star Wars Twitter account to tell me not to be a racist. Fuck me, right?
Yeah, if anybody, thank you for making me feel bad about myself. Star Wars Twitter account ran by a 20-year-old white bitch. Thank you. Thank you so much.
One that has no life experience. Thank you for telling me not to be a racist. My God, next you're gonna tell me like not to breathe. Like what the fuck? Crazy.
Don't tie your shoelaces in bunny hoops. Okay, you have to do the over under. Okay, just that's the best way to be. Thank you, Star Wars Twitter account ran by skinny petite white bitch. I thank you. Like
Mary Sue. Oh, that publication is trash. My God, like what is this obsession with hiring women? I've never understood it. Like there's a reason why women weren't in certain positions of power because they probably weren't even liking that job.
They hire people, not just that they hire women. They hire women that don't like this shit, that have made fun of it. These are the same bitches that make fun of people like me and others and you for liking Star Wars, for liking anime, for liking gaming, and they made fun of us. And now they see it's the it thing, so they want to be in on the it thing. And when the it thing isn't the it thing anymore, they're gonna go away. And who's gonna be there with the shambles? Us. And it's because you hired these disingenuous, fat, white lesbian bitches to come in and write about something that they don't care about.
And then the conversation always comes back to the same shit. And people have said, well, why are these certain people that I guess you and me like to watch? Why do they consume this content? Well, first of all, people need to understand if someone is a reviewer, okay, that means you review stuff with movies and television. And if you review this stuff, that means you have an audience there that presumptuously likes you giving your opinion on said thing. I don't understand this argument of like, well, if you don't like it, don't watch. That only really applies for people with no skin in the game. Like for me, back in the day, I didn't have a YouTube channel that centered on talking about movies and television, so I stopped watching The Walking Dead at a certain point because it wasn't good anymore. But if someone's not like living, if they have an audience and the audience gives them money and they enjoy doing it, and they have a a hobby that is extended to making money in that, I really don't understand the logic of if you don't like it, don't watch it.
Because it's negative, right? I hate those kind of people that are like, only say something if it's positive. Because first of all, that's not healthy. Okay, you're gonna
sounds like censorship, honestly.
Yeah, you're gonna hurt yourself if you just talk about positivity. You're gonna become delusional, and it is okay for people to voice their frustrations if they don't like something, but they see it as, oh, you're negative, you're this, you're that. Oh, don't watch it. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Newsflash: nobody's fucking watching it.
That's actually that's true. Yeah,
nobody's watching it. We're talking about it because we contrary to popular belief, we like the shit, right?
Yeah.
So that's why we're talking about why it sucks, because this is something that we've loved our entire lives. Why wouldn't I talk about the MCU going to crap when I remember my mother taking me pulling me out of school to go take me to see Iron Man, and me loving Iron Man? Why would I not talk about the MCU going to crap if I love said thing, right? You have to be objectively authentic. You know what I mean? You can't just be like, oh, I like this, I like this.
Where they would say, well, don't say something unless you have nothing nice to say. But when you're a kid, that applies differently. But when you're an adult, you realize how stupid that statement actually is, because that is literally someone censoring. It basically, it's like that thing, when you were growing up, people mentioned, don't talk about politics or religion. No, what they really mean is, underlying to that is, don't talk about politics I don't agree with.
Yep.
That's what they really mean. So when anyone says, if you don't like it, don't watch it, like if you're genuinely not enjoying your time something, sure, obviously don't watch. But that's not the sentiment they're using. They're using it from it basically, stop bringing your negative attention to this thing that I love so much, when it's like, why can't I just voice how I feel? And the thing is, I can control how I feel. How I control that is you putting out a product that is enjoyable to me. That's how you control positive reaction. Yeah,
I've always had where it's like, oh, don't talk bad about blah blah blah. Motherfucker, it's not my reason that I watched something and it was terrible. It's not my fault. I'm a part of the audience. If I paid $7-9 to go to a movie and I watched a movie and it sucks, I am in my right to tell you that it sucks. Okay. And they say, because they'll be like, oh, well, you making these negative videos and all this other thing, like, you're gonna make people want to watch it more, and you're hurting the product or something like that. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? There are channels that are literally dedicated to reviewing and talking about this shit in a positive manner, so they keep their access. They will shill for it. You've seen it. They will get their little giddy boxes, blankets, little Star Wars acolyte blanket.
Chris Harloff. Remember how he got mad? He didn't get invited to the Star Wars celebration back when Obi-Wan Kenobi was going to come out back in 2022. He was like, well, I was giving all these great reviews for the Star Wars stuff, and I didn't get invited. Bro, the reason why, and that's the thing, is the audience doesn't trust anyone, because people like that, who's someone that's decently regarded with film commentary, like John Campea, if any of those two reveal that they're doing it for a shilling aspect, because for me, dude, I don't automatically think that someone potentially that likes something that I wouldn't like is a shill, because I would like to believe that they're genuinely liking it too. But then you have people like that are like, well, they just admit to shilling, and it's like, well, fuck, how can the audience know who's telling the truth and who's not? When people like that are blatantly admitting, hey, I kind of only did it to get invited, it's like, okay, dude, that's like, you're not giving your honest opinion. Like, how people are going to view that, So I understand it from an audience point of view, why they don't know who's a genuine person. But I also don't believe that anyone that's just being overly negative is not being genuine either, And I also think that people that are positive about something aren't just doing it for malicious reasons. It just depends on how they present their arguments. You know, it always boils down to that. Like, if you're being negative, then you're just speaking facts. But if you're being positive, that makes you a shill. It's like, well, no, because like, how will that apply to average people? Like, let's say if I liked it, hypothetically, I didn't watch that shit. But let's say I did. Let's say I watched Acolyte and I liked it, and someone will be, we're just being a shill for Disney. I'm not getting paid by Disney. I wouldn't even, like, what would I be shilling? My non-money that I'm getting? You know,
I mean,
that's where it comes in to be weird.
Some people just have bad taste. You know,
true.
There are people that just have bad taste where they just like, oh, I love the Acolyte. Oh, this is such a beautiful story. It's like, you're fucking.
It's that one. Or it's like the MC one that comes out, man, where it's like, it's better than the last one you saw. It's like, oh my God. Anytime I hear that, it's cringe.
You're retarded. Okay, that's fine. You know, but then there are people where I seen it. I got blocked by the nigga. What was his name? It's the Mace Windu dude on Twitter. He fucking he put out a post saying, you know, where he got to interview Leslie Headland and talk about the Acolyte. And I go, oh, well, yeah, you were obviously shilling so you could have this access. Nigga got mad and blocked me, was talking shit behind a block. And it's like, well, I just saw you say, oh, I get to talk to Leslie Headland. The whole time I've been seeing you champion the show, when objectively, just purely on a show, it is below dog shit. Like, it sucks, right? Everybody know it does. The people that are pretending to like it, they're saying it because the people that they don't like the show. So they're saying, well, I'm going to say that I like it to try to spurn those people. Like, that's going to do anything but make people realize this shit sucks even more. You know, so, and they don't understand. People would much rather talk about something they enjoy than something they hate. I would much rather sit here and be talking about games that I love and movies and shows that I love. I would rather be talking about House of the Dragon right now than the Acolyte 110 times now. Yeah, which, you know what? I didn't have a problem with it being lesbians. I had a problem because I fucking hate Massaria as a character, and it just came out of nowhere. And it story wise, it's going to damage Rhaenyra's claim.
Because that's the problem, man. Now is like, it feels like some of these guys just want to dictate how people even do criticism. That's what they want to do. And it's like, that's not how things were before. If things were labeled with mixed criticism, you take the good with the bad. If things are overwhelming positive, that's where it is. Where it's negative, it goes that way. And it's like, why are these people so hell bent on controlling the criticism? There's no way they know they can control criticism from thousands and thousands of people that will watch this shit. That's just impossible.
They're insecure. They're insecure. That's all it is. Like, because if you don't like something, or if you like something, right, and somebody else doesn't like something, yeah, you could disagree on whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
But you know, okay, fine. You don't like it, you don't like it. I like what was that fucking I like Endgame. Okay. I like Endgame. There are people that don't like Endgame. Okay, I like
you're not gonna call them racist over it.
I can see why people wouldn't like it. I have the same feelings, but I still enjoy the film. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna call you some kind of racist because you know you don't like the show or the movie. That's what they do. They go, "Oh, you don't like this? You must be a hysterophobe." It's like, no, motherfucker, I just don't like it. It's like,
like you know how people take movie criticism and they're trying to find the secret racist in it. It's like, bro, I'm talking about a movie and you're trying to find if I'm a racist while talking about a movie. You know how crazy conceptually that sounds? You're trying to find racism in movies.
You don't like Captain America, Captain African America. No, I don't. Because you're taking original character, a good original character, and giving them somebody else's hand-me-downs. I don't like that. No.
You know what's crazy? Like, in the comic books, they tried that too. In the comic books,
it failed there too.
Every time. Recently, they did it with Captain America symbol of hope, which is I don't know why he's symbol of hope. Chris Evans, Steve Rogers in the comics was symbol of liberty. They tried doing 2 runs of them. Both got canceled, but Symbol of Hope, which is Sam's, got canceled. That's his 3rd attempt at a solo story.
Yeah.
They did it in 2012. They did another one, I think, in 2014, and a new one in 2022. Every single time they have tried to put this character as the Captain America, title's canceled. And now the only thing they have him on is just the Avengers. He's part of the new Avengers lineup currently right now as Captain America. They know he can't hold his own title. No one buys it. No one buys that shit.
If they had somebody who actually cared and knew how to write, you could have Sam Wilson as Falcon have his own run. It's not hard. You know what I mean? He's a good character if you know what you're doing. Right. But and then there's like, because I would be like, oh, I don't like it because it's obvious pandering. You're like, oh, what do you mean? You know, we can't have a black Captain America? No, because he's not Captain America. He's Falcon, which is fine. You know, it's fine if he's Falcon because Falcon is a good character. What you're saying to me is you don't see him as legitimate because he's black, right? He's black and he's Falcon. So he has to be Captain America, which was classically white, in order for you to see him as
and
legitimate.
also not a mantle.
Yeah, it's not. No, I hate that. Not every superhero. Iron Man is not a mantle. Wolverine is not a mantle. Hulk isn't a mantle. All this shit is not a mantle. You know, you're being.
They always use
lazy.
the classic one of like Green Lantern. It's like, well, guys, Green Lantern is a corporation of them. It would make sense if there was a black one or an alien or a Mexican. That makes perfect sense why it wouldn't be that way. When it comes to Captain America,
they'll talk about the Flash. They'll talk about the Flash. Oh, there's different Flashes. It's like these Flashes are from different eras. There's Golden Age Flash, there's Silver Age Flash, there's modern Flash, there's New 52 Flash. I mean, these are different Flashes.
Yeah, and Flash has always been kind of understood to be like there's different Flashes from just different Earths too. Like know that.
Yeah,
it's not
time travel.
Like or even if they want to do that with Captain America, arguably they could have did it in a way that felt authentic, like they did with Batman Beyond. Right? They could have did it in an authentic way. They just didn't. If you remember back then, there was the all new, all different Marvel where they literally just swapped out all the characters and they realized how quickly that shit failed and they swapped them all back. I wonder why did they swap it all back? If it was so successful, why did they swap it back?
Oh, wait. Kamala Khan had like 7 runs.
Oh, my, recently, dude, they announced they were going to kill her. Remember that? And then 2 months later, she gets her own, she's brought back to life in a 4-issue miniseries. Yeah, remember that?
Because they killed her off so that she wouldn't be an Inhuman anymore. So that she would be a mutant. So now she's a mutant because they made the Inhumans because Fox had the rights to mutants. So they made the Inhumans to try to battle that. And nobody cares about the Inhumans. So now they're like, oh, we got to go back. Yeah. Green Lantern is a police force.
Yeah. People gotta understand when you're arguing about a mantle, it's like Steve Rogers is Captain America. There is no like mantle outside of that. That's his thing, you know. Green Lantern is a corporation of them that are basically they are technically space cops if you want to use it. Well, not all cops are the same, obviously. That's easy of logic you can apply to that. It is like 1 + 1 = 2. There's people out there now, dude, that are thinking like, my God, why can't it be this way? It's like, well, if you don't know why it's not this way, how about try like looking it up and understanding why it's that way? It feels like people are so reactionary and emotional when it comes to stuff that they don't even understand why. Like Miles Morales. Well, people don't understand when it comes to someone like Miles Morales. He, even from comic books, I don't know if you've ever like consumed anything from Miles Morales or just in general, he doesn't have his own things. I think people would be more liking of him if he had his own shit. Everything he has comes from Peter, and everything he's about has come from Peter. Villains, story arc. The only thing he has not the same as Peter is the guy's parents. That's it.
Yep.
And that could be something that you could leverage into a really good story. Could. Keep in mind that's could. Not happening.
And the thing that pisses them off the most is he's Miles Morales. Miles Morales is Miles Morales. Peter Parker is Spider-Man. You want to know why? Because when you put them both beside each other and you tell somebody, hey, who's Spider-Man? They point to Peter Parker. Who's Miles Morales? They point to Miles Morales. That's just how it is. Now, if they had Miles Morales be like a sidekick and then go off like a Nightwing, go off and do your own thing, be your own character, have your own Rose Gallery, have your own little thing. Cool. But everything Miles has is a rip on something else. Every single thing. There is nothing original about Miles besides the fact that he's biracial. That's it. That's it.
Oh, God. And that's the other thing. It's like because people use Batman Beyond. Okay, so guys, Batman Beyond. First of all, Terry has his own villains. They're all there were some that did carry over, but they didn't basically intrude on the newer villains they were trying to establish. He has his own characters. Ink, Blight, obviously the radioactive guys. There's plenty of them. The samurai lady. They gave him his own stuff. If you can give these characters their own shit, it's gonna feel more like, okay, you're just not trying to steal from this guy. That's all they got to do. If you want to make Sam Wilson work as Captain America, you can, but you have to make him feel like his own version specifically. Here's another good, Nightwing Robin. Why do people like the different Robins? They're all specifically different in their own way. Dick's not the same as Jason. Jason is not Tim Drake. Tim Drake is not the same as Damian. All specifically different in their own way. They're all Robins. Nightwing was Robin at one point. All different.
They all go to their own names. They
all different backstories, right?
Things.
Yep. All different dynamics with Bruce and everything. That's genuine. That's authentic. It's different based off the way they wrote the story. Even the one for the Dark Knight Rises, that Kelly bitch no one likes. She's different in her own way. And that's basic. She's a basic bitch. That's a basic ass Robin right there. She's no skin in the game. Yeah, it's honestly so easy to do. They just don't do it because that makes sense, and they're not about making sense or money anymore, honestly. Yeah. I got to get to my panel show in a little bit here, so I'll ask you these last two things, man. You got anything coming up in 2024 that you want to tell the audience and you want to let them know about?
I'm going to be streaming a lot more. As you can see, I'm a stream whore. I've been on 3 streams this week.
Crazy. A black man working?
Yeah, right. I think I got another stream tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. And I think I have Thursday off because I got to go watch Deadpool and spend some time with the girl. But I'm gonna be uploading daily. I'm gonna be working on the stream thing weekly. I might do my own thing. We're still working on that. Me and another creator, we're working on something else. We're gonna see how that goes. We gotta iron some shit out, and once we do, we'll announce it and have it looking good. Sundays until House of the Dragon ends, I'm doing the after show with the Inside All Day with Nadia, with why am I blanking? Lady Balefire. Who else is in there? We got Sammy 3P. We got
Sammy on.
The plot.
He's
good guy. Yeah. We got the Plot Strikes Back. They're on there too. We do it weekly. We didn't do it last week because she was sick. We want to make sure she's good. But if she's good, we're doing it this week. And then I'm probably going to be uploading. I'm uploading daily on the bullshit that's going on. I might throw in a random gaming video. I will be milking the fuck out of Assassin's Creed Shadows and Star Wars Outlaws when it comes out.
Chasing off that shit.
when Star Wars Outlaws comes out, I will be making videos. I will be shitting on it because I know it's gonna suck.
Oh god, man!
I will be doing more videos, like you had the typical news videos. I'll be doing those, and then I'll mix it in with some gaming videos talking about said news and shit. So I'm gonna be uploading daily. I gotta get on my grind, man, because I want to. I like creating content. This shit's fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've in the last 2-3 months, I've gotten to meet so many cool people. So it's I want to keep doing it. You know what I mean? So
if you ever want to come on the panel shows, just let me know. I know you can't come on the weekends because you already said Saturday and Sunday is off. But if you want,
I work weekends in the morning time anyway. So
working. You're not beating those stereotypes, man. God dang it.
Nah, man. I can't be a bum.
We do panel shows Monday. Well, because we have panel shows throughout the week. It'd be Monday, Tuesday, working on Wednesday, and got to figure out what's going to go with that. My stream guy's been having some work problems. Not Thursday. It'd be Monday, Tuesday, Friday. Saturday and Saturday with panel shows. You can't do the weekend, Saturday, Sunday. So what you said, Friday is good, right? Or you work Fridays?
Yeah, I work Friday mornings.
Okay. So the best days for you be Monday and Tuesday if you want to start coming on.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm free, yeah, for sure. I know sometimes I'll get on with yesterday I was on with Vex Electronica. We was doing a stream on Tuesdays. I was on with Toasty earlier. She's cool. It all depends. If somebody be like, hey, you want to jump on the stream? If I'm free, I'm like, yeah, I'll jump on. So we'll see what's up, man.
Yeah, anytime. You got any shout outs? You get to anyone in particular? Anything else you want to say before you head out?
Follow me on all the socials. Khalil Too Short on the X's, the Instagrams, TikTok too. I'm on TikTok. I'll be on there. Specifically YouTube. I'm trying to get the 500 subs before the end of the year, so I can actually start monetizing some shit. So follow me on there, and just thanks to everybody whoever invites me on and then wants to see me yap a little bit. Thanks to anybody, because you don't have to have me on. I appreciate it.
Anytime, man. And the world is wow, 2 black guys, how diverse. I'm actually a white black man, as I call.
I'm short, so I guess I count for disabilities as well. So, yeah.
Oh no, there's that. Oh no, the white lady talking about disabilities. Oh, it was so cringe. Why is it always a white suburban liberal woman talking about black people?
They have nothing else to do in their lives, so they have to have some kind of savior complex.
They
have nothing to fight, so they need something.
An L. I was like, bro, holy. Oh yeah, only a girl would say some dumb shit like that. Having kids with disabilities is an L, bro.
Which is fucked.
God, man. Well, thank you guys for checking out this episode of the Iron Man podcast. It was great talking to Kaida for the first time. Don't go on TikTok and check out if the bigots are there to give you those hate comments.
Hold on.
You know what you could do for content is you should probably go over the hate comments you got from going viral because people love those videos.
I might do one of those. Let me check. I don't have any.
John's Longbox. He says you need white women to take care of you. I love white women. Good Lord.
I love them, bro.
Yeah, John. Hopefully you feel better. I know you got into that car accident recently where you broke your neck. Hopefully you feel better, man. That fucking sucks. Damn. God, stop being old, man. Get into the fountain of youth. Become a white man again. Well, see you guys later. Have a great day.